Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we are getting summer ready and I'm cleaning out my entire fridge and also sharing some easy summer snack recipes that you can do with your kiddos. I'm keeping it simple, so half of these are the homemade versions and then the other half are convenient grab and go healthy snack options. So they're really for kids of all ages. I love every single one of them. But we're gonna get started first of all with cleaning out the refrigerator. This was so long overdue and I needed to just go through, give everything the once over, the sniff test, and decide, is this something that's gonna be eaten? Do I know what it is? If not, it needs to go in the compost. So let's get into it.
I know you will always be the
One thing that I do that I think makes the sorting process so much faster is to have 3 very specific piles. So number 1, those are things that I know are going to go right back in. They're things that are good, that we're going to eat. Those things are going to be good to go right back in as soon as it's clean. My pile number 2 are for things like leftovers that I'm not sure if someone else is going to be eating. Like I don't know, does my husband still want to keep this? Not something I'm going to eat. Like something I need to ask about, or things that I'm going to make that same day. So this corn on the cob I just took out, that's stuff that I was like, oh, it's gonna go bad if I don't make it today, so let's just go ahead and make it and clear out some space. And then my third pile is always just things that are gonna go straight into either compost or they're gonna go in the garbage, and then I put all of those containers by the sink and then I'll wash those out in a bit. While I was doing my clean out in the fridge, my husband was actually getting ready to clean our carpets, like deep clean the carpets. So he had vacuumed in our dining room. We'd already moved the table out, but you can see where it stands, where those little spots are on the floor. And he's pouring some hot water just to treat the stains that are there. We do use, I have some stain remover, but I think he just used like dish soap and some arm muscle to scrub out the little stains and things from the carpet. But as far as the rug shampoo that we use, I use a natural one from BioClean, and it's pretty much the only thing that we ever use. I don't like to use the really strong chemical ones. For one, like you smell it, and I just don't want to have that around. And so the one that we have, it's the BioClean carpet and rug shampoo. I get it on Vitacost probably every couple of months or so. It really does last a long time, even with our big family, because it's concentrated. And it doesn't really have a smell. If anything, it's got that like essential oil lime type of smell. And then it's got the enzymes in there too, which help it like break everything down, which is especially good for like the carpets when you have kids or upholstery and all of that kind of stuff. So for us in our house, having a rug cleaner is definitely a must. And they do make a stain remover too. I don't think my husband knew where it was, so he just used dish soap, but that stuff is really good. You can even use it on like stains in the laundry room. You can use it for like cloth diapers if you're really wanting to get out some like set-in stains that the sun's not working out. I really like it, and the smell of that is even stronger with the lime, and I really, really love how it smells.
You in the summer, when you left it was cold, said we loved one another. That we're wrong. I met you in the summer. Our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you. I'm so alone. I met you in the to do. I'm just staring at my walls and talking to myself now and then. I'll try to laugh, but I'll cry a bit as well. I was never any good at being away from you. I met you in the summer. When you left it was cold.
Alright, now since I had everything out of the refrigerator, I decided to go ahead and start to use up my pile number 2. So these are those things that I'm just thinking, okay, what can I condense? We had like 2 ketchups. I decided to put one into the other. I had a bunch of like leftover coffee, and when I make my pour over coffee, if I have leftover like at the end of the day, I just save it like in a mason jar. But I decided, why not just go ahead and make myself like a little iced coffee for now. And then we also had like a tiny bit left in the whipped cream canister, so I wanted to use that up. And then I just condensed all of the like leftover coffee into a bigger mason jar, so taking up less space. And I just try to be really realistic, like how much leftover coffee do you really need, you know? So one big mason jar, that was perfect. I also went ahead and I shucked the corn that I had in there. It was actually part of my meal plan, like from a previous day, but we ended up, I forget what happened. I think we ended up getting invited to someone's house, and so then we didn't make the same meal that I was going to make, but I still wanted to use up the corn before it went bad. And it was, you can see it's pretty dry looking, so it was one of those things where if I didn't use it up tonight and just make it for dinner, then it was going to end up, you know, it wasn't going to be that great. So I decided to shuck the corn. Also, I wanted to point out the black container behind me. This is actually what I'm using now for our composter. Before I had a green one, and I really liked the lid on that. But the thing is, our family, we just make so many like produce scraps and things that could be composted that I just needed a bigger container. So I actually found this one at IKEA. I like that it has a lid and it's got 2 handles that make it easy to take outside. And I dump that thing like, I don't know, every other day pretty much, especially during the summer. But now we're going to get into our first healthy snack of the video. This is what I like to call banana caterpillars. So I start out by peeling a banana, and then I'm going to generously spread over some peanut butter. Now you could do sunflower butter if you've got an allergy, you could do almond butter, whatever you prefer. And then once you get that all spread out, you're going to do the little slices. I like to slice it after the peanut butter is already on top because I feel like it coats the banana a little bit better with the peanut butter and just kind of gets it all over the place. And I like to serve it with a fork. And then I top it with some chia seeds. I think any chance you can get to add a little bit of extra fiber and fun, and then some omegas in there too is great. And then of course we had to add some little chocolate chip eyes. You could go all out and do chocolate chips on the whole back, like for a spine of the caterpillar. And I will link my favorite non-dairy chocolate chips down below. Vitacost has a really good bag of them, and anytime I'm making chocolate chip cookies, those are the ones I go for. I'll also leave my chocolate chip cookie recipe down below. But this is always a hit. Kids and parents alike love the peanut butter banana caterpillars. So back into our refrigerator, back on track. What I'm doing now is I'm just spraying down all of the glass surfaces. I had decided that today was the day I was gonna deep clean at least the center part of the refrigerator. So I wanted to do that. Ideally, I'd be doing this like every single time before I go grocery shopping. But to be honest, with 4 kids and all of the things we've got going on during the week, it rarely happens that I'm able to do much more than just taking out leftovers and cleaning the produce bins. So today we're going in and doing a deep clean. You guys, this is where it officially starts to get disgusting. I took out this bottom like deli drawer and I realized, you can see it on the bottom right there, I realized that something, I think soy milk, had spilled, and I was so shocked. Like I had no idea that it had seeped under there. And there was also a ton of like veggie crumbs and things like old broccoli or like cilantro, stuff like that. And I couldn't believe that it was all under there. So even if the refrigerator looks like it's clean, I would definitely recommend like taking those drawers out, because really that air is like recirculating in there, and that could be making your produce, like even the new stuff that you buy and put into the clean looking refrigerator, that could be making it spoil faster because it's got like bacteria or like old food recirculating there. So this stuff, it must have been like old soy milk that maybe the kids spilled. I vaguely remember them spilling some, but I had no idea it was that much. and it must have just like, it got so hard and it was like condensed milk by the time I was scraping out of here. So I would highly recommend take out your deli drawer and make sure you don't have a puddle under there. So we're gonna pause on the refrigerator cleaning for now and get into our snack recipe number 2. These are the most delicious homemade granola bars you will ever try, and they're no bake, so you don't even have to heat the house up, which makes them perfect for summer, and all kids will like them. I'll have all of the individual ingredients linked down below with the amounts and everything. But we're starting with our butter, our sugar, and our honey. I used butter in this, but you could also substitute out for coconut oil if you'd like, and I used brown sugar, but I'm sure just regular sugar would work fine. We're gonna microwave that for 60 seconds, and then in a separate larger bowl, we're gonna combine oats, Rice Krispies, and some ground flaxseed. I like to get the kids involved with this part. My kids always love to be the ones to dump the ingredients, and it works really good. And by the way, these are quick cooking oats. That's really important for this recipe too. Now, the nice little sneaky ingredient in this recipe that makes it extra healthy that I always try to throw in when I can is flaxseed. So just throwing that in there, not only does it help to bind everything together, but also it adds that extra little bit of fiber and then your vitamins and minerals. Once the microwave mixture comes out, we're gonna stir it up well, and then you're gonna actually microwave that for another minute or minute and a half. Once it's nice and dissolved, kind of a little bit caramelized, then you're gonna fold that into your dry mixture and make sure you fold that in really, really well. Then we're gonna add in some chocolate chips. Again, I've got my favorite dairy-free chips linked down below, or these ones here are just what we had on hand. There's some little mini chocolate chips. You could even use like walnuts in here or white chocolate chips. That sounds delicious. And then we're gonna press these firmly into a parchment paper lined baking pan. The really important part here is that you press them down firmly. I like to coat my fingers with either a little bit of butter or coconut oil so that it doesn't stick to my fingers, but that helps me get it pressed down really well. And then you can go ahead and sprinkle them on the top with chocolate chips. You can pop these in the refrigerator for about an hour or two, and then they're ready to cut. So stay tuned to the end to see those. For an alternative, if you don't have time to make your own, Kind Kids has really good chewy chocolate chip cookie bars too. And another snack idea that we always resort to are these little snack crackers, either the Annie's bunnies or these little cubs. My kids love them both, and they're always a good one on the go. Another really good portable snack is this organic applesauce by Earth's Best. While I've always got fresh fruit like bananas and apples on hand, sometimes you just need something that's ready to go when you're in a hurry, something that's healthy but also different, so you can kind of keep switching it up so the kids don't get bored. I also like to top it with a little bit of cinnamon. Simply Organic makes my favorite spices, so you guys see me with these all the time. This is of course one that you can get the shelf stable version, you can get the cups, you can get a bigger size. I even make my own when we have a lot of apples, so I do have some that I keep in the refrigerator. We had an open container too, but the little cups for to go are perfect. Now switching gears once again, #MomLife. We're back to cleaning, and I was gonna throw in the rest of my couch cushions. I was checking these first ones out because I wanted to make sure that the stains got out, but my husband had been removing those. You guys, not only did we rug clean, but we also cleaned all of the upholstery on our couches in the same day. And that's a lot. That's really a lot. But we were having a big get together, and we wanted to make sure that the living room and everything looked really clean, and we like to do it, every couple months or so anyway. But doing it both at the same day it can be hard. My husband was also working on folding some of his laundry, so he was getting that done. And you guys, I have to say, there is nothing quite like having somebody helping you with doing the family laundry. Even if it's just, your husband doing his own clothes or like helping put away the kids' clothes, like every little bit helps. And I know every family is structured differently. My husband's recently cutting back some of his work, and he's now he's been part-time since September, so it's almost been a year now that he's been part-time, and we've been volunteering full-time. So it's kind of been neat, and it's definitely been like a restructuring of our like family, our structure, I guess. But we definitely are enjoying having each other around together more. And I know that it's definitely helping with the kids, just getting to see mommy and daddy together and the family working together as a team. It really, really helps. And I think, actions speak a lot louder than words when it comes to teaching your kids. It's by what you show them, by what you tell them and teach them, but also by what they see you doing and what you spend the majority of your time doing. That really teaches them what's important to you. Back to my task over at the bottom of the refrigerator. I finally cleaned out that soy milk that spilled, but there was still a lot under there that I needed to get up. I really, really love these Grove microfiber towels. I've got quite a few of them, so I do switch them out. You guys will sometimes see me cleaning with one rag after the other that's the same color, but I hope you know that I have 15 of these rags, and I've got lots of different colors, but there are duplicates, so I am switching out my towel. But I really do like these because it gives you more scrubbing power than you have with the typical cotton towels, and I really do think it makes a difference. I also used a little bamboo kind of pot scraper tool, and that really helps to get those things that are really stuck on there, similar to how you'd use a razor blade, but you want to be careful because the refrigerator sides are made of plastic and stuff, so you wouldn't want to be cutting them. But the bamboo or the plastic versions of this, they are able to do it really safely.
Always something in the air, inexplicable. I can feel it in the air. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Do you miss me at all? Do you think about the things we used to do? No, you couldn't stand tall. So why didn't you call? So many years has gone by, but I think about you all the time. Looks like you're changing and all, but why didn't you call? Something in the air, always something in the air, inexplicable. I can feel it in the air. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Can you feel me?
I'm sure you guys can relate to this, but by this point in the cleaning process, I was so over cleaning the refrigerator, but I just wanted it to be done, and I was so anxious to start being able to just use it and stop cleaning. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I was really excited about is I got some new containers for keeping food fresh longer. So I had gone to Home Goods recently, and I'd been looking for some fridge organizer type thing, something to help things be separated. But it clicked when I was going through one of the aisles and I saw this salad keeper, and I thought, One of the problems that I always have in our refrigerator is that the lettuce always gets wilted before we can use it up. Even though I've got like the crisper drawer and whatever, it just never stays good very long. And I think it's because it's exposed to like the really cold air and it doesn't stay like hydrated. And so I was really getting anxious at this point to start putting that stuff in, but we'll get to that in just a minute. But before we do, I want to give you guys a complete look at the now clean fridge. It does look a bit cluttered towards the bottom shelf just because I put everything on that shelf, but I did want to leave it open on the top too, just because we had people coming over in a couple days and they were bringing food, and I wanted to be able to have room for those new containers. So I'm going to be using these today for some asparagus and for some strawberries. I had just purchased these, but I needed to clean them first. And then the neat thing about them, this larger one is for lettuce. The neat thing about them is that not only is everything covered, but also it has that little drain area, so it can keep them like nice and hydrated. They're not going to dry out in your refrigerator, and any of the water isn't going to stay on the produce. It'll go in the little reservoir down below. So I thought these were really neat, and at least I believe they are top rack dishwasher safe. So that's a plus too. Once you're finished with them, you can just toss them in the dishwasher that night and they'll be good to go.
Not that much. 'Cause if you want somebody else, who am I to judge? I've been thinking about you all the time, but that's alright. I'm starting to get used to it, think I'll survive. I met you in the summer, when you left it was cold. Said we loved one another, guess that we're wrong. I met you in the summer.
Now, like I said, I just got these little veggie keepers, so I'm not exactly sure how the proper way would be to store lettuce, but what I came up with was cutting off the end and then doing sort of like 3 segments out of this big head of romaine lettuce. And my idea with this is basically to be able to have like clean, ready to go lettuce for burgers, wraps. Even if I wanted to just, have clean lettuce for salad or something, I could just chop it a few more times and it would be a super fast way to do it. And I'm hoping, I'll have to report back to you guys, but I'm hoping that this will keep it quite a bit longer. And I like the idea that all of the water just drains to the bottom and then that helps it stay fresh. So we'll see. I also use this for some asparagus, so I was able to just rinse that and then cut off the ends. And I think this is gonna be great. Like, how quick. Now when I wanna make my asparagus, all I'm gonna need to do is just take it out and put it straight into the pan. I won't have to get a cutting board dirty. I won't have to get a knife dirty. I won't have to do any of that. And I also won't have to pay the premium for having it done for me. So I'm excited about that. And then for the last container, I went ahead and I rinsed some of these strawberries. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to like slice the strawberries in half, like to get them to fit right in the container, or if I just wanted to trim off the tops. I also noticed that you can flip this drain like one way and then you have more space in the bottom, or you can flip it the other way and it's like less space. So I'm not sure what the proper way to do it for strawberries would be, but I ended up just cutting off the tops for the most of them, and then the big ones I just sliced in half, kind of like what I would normally do when I'm feeding them to the kids. But this way, when I want to have strawberries for our meal, I can just take them straight out of the refrigerator and they're ready to go. No rinsing, no strainer, no anything. Plus, if there's leftovers, I can just pop them straight back in the fridge. I think it's brilliant.
Guess that we were wrong. I met you in the summer. Our love was out of control. I've been going crazy without you. I'm so alone. I met you in the
All right, guys, I'm sure you haven't forgotten about our homemade granola bars. Well, now we are going to cut them and make them into actual bars. You guys, if you haven't already hopped over to my blog post and pinned this recipe, then you need to. You need to bookmark it, you need to pin it, you need to make it tonight. If you've got instant oats, Rice Krispies, brown sugar, honey, and butter in your refrigerator, you can totally make this and you're gonna thank me because it's so good. And like I said, you don't even need to heat up the house. You can do it solely in the microwave or even on the stove top. And these are so delicious. I store these in the refrigerator just so they don't get melted and they stay separate, but I'm sure you could wrap them in cling wrap or parchment paper and then they'd stay separate and they'd be a lot easier to take to go that way. Well, you guys, I decided to film the second half of this clean with me at the end of the day, so the kids were already in bed, and basically what I'm doing is just rinsing out any of the containers that like there was just a little bit left in them, expired salad dressings, any of the leftover food. I had to wash all of those pots and pans, so I'm going to give you a little bit of dish cleaning inspo. Let's do it.
The one thing we should know is that we got plenty of time. That we got plenty of time. That we got plenty of time. You don't know a thing about what this is like. I don't want to think about what's ahead. I'm here now. 'Cause I've always wanted to feel alive. Live in the moment, let the future arrive. I'm gonna tell the world the way it's going down. Let tomorrow be tomorrow, right here now. Won't let them bother me, I'm not gonna waste my time. Come and join it, get it started in this town. I'd rather be fun than what they say won't be safe and sound. There's time for that, but not now. And while we are young, let's be stupid. Just you, me, and the night. The one thing we should know is that we got plenty of time.
If you guys were curious about the Boss Mom shirt that I've been wearing throughout the video, I actually picked this up from an Etsy shop from another YouTube mom, gotta support. So her channel is called Bits of Brie, and she's got a ton of different like apparel with Boss Mom on it. She's got cups and like tumblers, all kinds of stuff, and mugs. So if you guys like it, then make sure you go show some love to her Etsy shop. I'll put the link to that down below as well as her channel.
Plenty, plenty, plenty of time. We are young and we got plenty of time. And I've got nothing else but you on my mind. We got plenty, plenty, plenty of time. Yeah, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. Yeah. We got plenty of time. I once felt I'm done with the defense. Drove back and climbed over your fence. Had to show you that I was a mess. So you were shrugging your shoulders and closed off. That's what I told you. Soon enough, everything started to change. 'Cause there's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. Riding on the dizzying heights. Felt like nothing could stop us. Sunsets, remember the colors. They were wrong, it was way more than a dream. We climbed up, get over the hillside. So right, we stood there all wide-eyed. You and I floated on air in my mind. 'Cause there's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. I'm standing on the dizzying heights. You make everything so much better. Riding high on your river, you and I, we're climbing way up together, standing on dizzying heights. You make everything so much better. Riding high on your river, you and I, we're climbing way up together, standing on dizzying heights. There's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying heights. Oh, I'm standing on the dizzying heights. Oh, I'm standing on the dizzying heights. Oh, I'm standing on the dizzying heights. Standing on the dizzying heights. Everything's so much better. Riding high on your river, you and I, we're climbing way up together, standing on dizzying heights. You make everything so much better. Riding high on your river, you and I, we're climbing way up together, standing on the dizzying heights.
Once I finished cleaning off the countertops, I really needed to clean the refrigerator. It had so many fingerprints just at the start of the day, but then after me going in and out of the refrigerator so many times, it was just so messy. So I like to spray that off with just an all-purpose cleaner, and then once I get done with that and really scrub it good with the microfiber cloth, then I'll go back behind and I'll use a stainless steel cleaner. And I find that that's the best way to get off all the food and residual things, but then also at the end to give it a really nice shine and kind of prevent those fingerprints from coming back. Well guys, that is going to be it for today's Clean With Me. I hope you found some intense cleaning motivation and also some healthy snack ideas for you and the kiddos this summer. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out a new cleaning video, you can check out the video on the right, or on the left, a new Instant Pot video. See you guys soon.